I got a bone to pick with you, WeTV, because I feel like you guys are playing with my intelligence at this point. I need to talk about the last episode of Mamajune, and there's a few things that it's just frustrating to the core that I want to point out about the timeline. Because, let me not get ahead of myself, but just stay tuned because there are some examples that I've come across that just show that they're blatantly lying about the timeline and reenacting a lot of these scenes. Like, come on. I know reality TV, especially Mamajune, out of all shows, even like the earlier seasons of Mamajune, the show's just fake as hell. But, I mean, at least, like, make it somewhat believable. Now I just feel like they're insulting my intelligence by actually thinking that we are going to believe some of this BS that they're trying to sell us. So let's talk about this last episode of Mamajune and talk about these things that I'm frustrated about. So we see Pumpkin and Josh sit down with Ella, and Ella learns that their parents are getting a divorce. Pumpkin has already moved on, so it really wasn't very emotional for her. She's like, yeah, Mommy and Daddy aren't going to be together anymore. Just like I expected, Ella is still pretty young, so she does not understand the full magnitude of what is about to happen. I don't think she's going to fully understand until she's in it and the parents are living apart and they're living their own separate schedules. And I think it's probably going to take her like a few months to finally get adapted and understand, okay, this is what life is now that my parents aren't together anymore. But I don't think she understands like the whole idea that Mommy and Daddy aren't going to be husband and wife anymore. I don't think she really understands that. You know, and I was trying to think, like, what is the best way to explain something like that to a 5-year-old to make them understand? I don't know. I maybe would have been like, you know, Mommy and Daddy are married and we play house and we're not going to be playing house anymore. Mommy's going to get her own house and Daddy's going to get her own house. I just don't know the best way to explain it to Ella, but they did the best they could. And Josh was getting very emotional. Bless his little heart. I felt so bad for him. He's sitting there getting all teary-eyed. He was all choked up. And he was just trying to get through it. So Ella was like, so does this mean you guys don't love each other anymore? And Pumpkin's like, I'll always love your dad. I just don't love him like that anymore. And she explained that they're going to be living in separate places. And Ella was just like, okay. Then we see June, and June wants to plan this pop-up on Alana for her birthday. So she decides to get tickets for Pumpkin, all Pumpkin's kids, and she calls up Alana and she's like, hey, I want to let you know that I want to come down to Colorado for your birthday. And at first, Alana was just telling Draylin she wanted her mom and everybody down there for her birthday. But like I pointed out in my last video, one thing that frustrates me about this show is they're always acting like they got beef with each other. So Alana answers the phone, and June just could not stop talking about all the drama with Pumpkin and her divorce and just talking about everybody's business. And Alana was like, you know what? You got a lot of drama going on. I don't know if I want this in Colorado. So she told June she did not want her to come down to Colorado to see her and got off the phone with her. But June went ahead and booked the tickets anyways. Then we see Pumpkin, and she goes out to eat with one of her employees, Paisley, and she's just acting completely different. And Paisley's like, what is going on? I feel like you may have somebody in your life, but Pumpkin's just like beating around the bush. She won't be upfront about what's going on, but she's like, all I can tell you is this is a new era of Mama P, and I am focusing on me. And so then after this dinner, she goes back home and she has Jessica come over to watch her kids so she can go out, and she is wearing a jean jacket and like this dress and leggings, and Jessica's like, girl, you look good and you usually don't get all dressed up like this, so I have a feeling you're about to go out on a date or something. And Pumpkin's like, yeah, right, I'm going on a business meeting, which doesn't even make any sense because when do we see Pumpkin going on business meetings? And Jessica could just tell that Pumpkin was lying through her teeth. But again, I feel like the family already knows what's going on. And they probably met Darrin, hung out with him, all that good stuff. They're just playing oblivious because that's what the producers want. Or Pumpkin leaves, but before she gets in her car, she goes in the garage and she changes, like she takes her leggings off, she pulls her dress down, she's wearing this nice sexy dress. It looked good on her, and Pumpkin looks great since she's lost all this weight. She looks the best I think she's ever looked her whole life. She got this little glow up and she left Josh, but she looked nice in this dress, and she had these nice little sandals on, took the jean jacket off, and she got in the car and called someone. She's like, yeah, I'll be there in 15 minutes. And you could tell just the way she was dressed, it was total date night attire. I'm like, okay, yeah, Pumpkin didn't waste no time. She got right back into the game to go find her stepdaddy. So she goes on this date, and then this is where it got me. This is what I got irritated about. So the whole family, Pumpkin and the kids, I'm jumping over a lot that happened just because I don't like to get into nitty gritty about everything that happened. I just like to talk about the important things. So Pumpkin goes out on her little dinner. Looks like she had a good old time. Then June tells Pumpkin, okay, I got the plane tickets for everyone. So Pumpkin, June, I think Jessica went. I'm pretty sure Jessica went. I'm not entirely sure. But I'm pretty sure like the whole family went. And they went down to Colorado to see Alana for her birthday. And because they knew Alana was going to be doing this Dove release, because Alana and Anna share the same birthday. And Alana, this is her first year that Anna is not here on her birthday. She wanted to get this Dove to release to memorialize Anna's birthday, or her first birthday in heaven. So they decided to do that, and June pops up with the family on Alana and Darrin. And of course, Alana and Darrin were shocked and like, what the hell are you doing here? And she's like, I couldn't not be here for your birthday and Anna's first birthday. We came here to show up and support you. And Alana seemed a little upset at first, but she really couldn't be too mad because she was glad to have everyone around her. She was excited to see her niece and nephews. But this is what really got me. Did anyone notice while they're sitting there playing with a freaking dove, about to let the dove fly away in the air and have this beautiful moment, in the background while they're doing this? Let me pull up this picture. Who do you see here in the background? For those of you guys who don't know, this is Pumpkin's new boyfriend, Darrin. And what gets me is Pumpkin went on this whole trip to Colorado, and she's talking about, oh, this is my first trip where I don't have any help with the kids, but I love it. It's making me more independent. It's making me more patient. But come to find out, this wasn't her first trip without the kids, because she had Darrin there the whole time helping her out with the kids. And from what I found out from the Mamajune family tea page, they actually, and I actually confirmed this because I went back and looked at the family's social media pages and remember seeing this when it happened, and went back and saw and confirmed that what they're saying is true. So this trip was actually when Pumpkin first got with Darrin. Their first trip together is they made this trip to Vegas together. So Pumpkin, Darrin, and the whole family went out to Vegas. And then after they left Vegas, Pumpkin went to Colorado. And this is, I believe, when Paisley claimed that Pumpkin spent all this money for her sister's closet business, like all this money she got from people who made orders and bought a bunch of her inventory. She pretty much blew all that money in Colorado and on this Vegas trip, and that's pretty much when her business started going downhill. But apparently they went to Vegas, then they left Vegas and went to Colorado to visit Alana. And Darrin was there the whole time. And it's like they were playing with these timelines. Like they're trying to make it seem like Pumpkin's still single, even though it was obvious she had a boyfriend in the last episode. But I'm pretty sure, like I said, I called it. I don't know entirely for sure, but I feel like this is probably the case. But I called it in my early videos about this season, where I was saying, just the way they're acting, like how emotional Josh is and how Pumpkin seems like she is so much farther with where she's at moving on from this marriage compared to Josh. I feel like she already has a new man. And that's why she's 100% sure that she's done with Josh and does not want to entertain this. And yeah, your marriage could be to the point where it's broken so bad that you just given up hope and you finally woke up and saw the light and realized this isn't going to work. But I just suspected that there is another reason that was pushing her to further speed up the process on this divorce. And now I feel like this explains this, because I feel like Darrin was already in the picture at this time. And this isn't the only time that they've been playing with this, with these timelines. I don't know if you guys noticed, but when Pumpkin was on the phone with Alana, like 2 episodes ago, I'm going to try to see if I can find this screenshot, but I don't know if I can still find the episode anywhere now or not. I usually watch the episodes on TV as they air, and I don't have DVR, but I'll try to see if I can go back and find the episode. But there was a time where Pumpkin was talking to Alana on the phone, and Alana was like, "Are you sure you're gonna divorce Josh?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm sure." I don't know if anyone noticed, but at the time when she's saying that, her lock screen was a picture of her and Darrin at this concert. Like when they first got together, this picture, I think it's like the first picture she shared when she did a hard launch of Darrin on social media. So she already had her picture as her lock screen of Darrin when she's talking on the phone with Alana about how she's sure she wants to move on with her marriage from Josh. So she was already with Darrin at that point. So there's one inconsistency. Then we have the inconsistency where he's in the background at the Dove release in Colorado with them. And then we have the inconsistency. What was the other? Oh, the tattoo. Shout out to the Mamajune from Not to Hot Reddit for pointing this out. So Pumpkin and Darrin, when they first got together, early on the relationship, super early, even a lot of people are like, damn, this is like pretty quick to be getting matching tattoos. They got matching tattoos together where they got these lips. She got these lips on her arm, and he got some lips on his neck. I don't know if they're actually like her lips that she kissed on there, or just like a tattoo shaped lip. I don't know. Matching lip tattoos, and a lot of people are like, damn, I feel like this is fast. They just got together and they're already getting matching tattoos. I mean, at least they didn't get each other's names tattooed. I've seen worse, like people in Love After Lockup getting people's full names all up and down their sides, or like in their crotch or stomach area really big. You know, so I've definitely seen worse, but they got these matching tattoos. And at Pumpkin's vendor event, she had that lip tattoo, the matching tattoo she got with Darrin. So she was already with Darrin at that point at her vendor event. And I need to go back and see, like, try to maybe download Peacock or something so I can go back and see if there's even any earlier episodes before that where I can notice the lip tattoo. But I definitely know it was at the vendor event. I saw it on her arm. And I might have seen it at the divorce office too. I don't know. But yeah, they're definitely lying about this timeline and definitely making them reenact some scenes. And like I said, I don't mind it. Like, I understand. Another thing I heard is we're going to see, so Josh ended up getting in this really bad car wreck. He wrecked I believe his truck at the time. He was hospitalized, and we're going to see Pumpkin reenact that too, pretending she got the call and she has to go save Josh. But I guess from what I've heard, that is a reenactment too. But I guess she ended up telling the camera crew, and they're like, okay, let's reenact this so we can add this to the story. And like I said, I don't mind them doing that. I understand they have to do that to tell the story, and there's things that happen off camera that they have to show us. Otherwise, we're just not going to know about it. But just don't make it so blatantly obvious. And it's like, I really feel like the producers are really working overtime to protect Pumpkin. Because, yeah, somebody made a good point in my comments. Like, here's June, and they've always been really good about digging up June's dirt and making her look as bad as possible. But Pumpkin has not as much, but she has quite a bit of dirt too. And it seems like they have done their best to make sure they help her reputation. And, you know, like, there's some shows, you know, like, they don't, who said that? Oh, like Shark Tank, like Robert Herjavec, or however the hell you say his last name. The guy Robert from Shark Tank, I remember he did an interview, and he's like, I have faith that they're always going to make me look good because ABC is not incentivized to make me look bad. And that's true. You know, they want their people to look as good as possible. And usually, like in reality TV, it's the exact opposite. Like they're incentivized to make the people look as bad as possible. But it definitely seems like they have protected Pumpkin and left things out. But they definitely slipped up when they accidentally had Darrin in the background and forgot to crop him out or blur him out. I did notice they tried to blur his face in some scenes, but there were times where he turned his face where you could tell that was definitely him. But let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up. Oh, and I want to show you guys one more thing. So June is calling out some car dealership because this car dealership ripped off Alana.
Pay attention, or if you've ever bought a car from the owner of Queen Automotive on East Coldface in Denver, Colorado, you need to listen up. And I need y'all to do what it does. We're at the Lexus dealership, and as you can see, we're at Lexus. Y'all know Alana did a big girl purchase last year, and she bought her first Lexus, a 2012. Cash money, baby. But anyway, this mother's automotive. All I got to tell you is you going down. You do wrong. Have I done wrong? Yes, most certainly I have. But mother, the cream of the crop, baby. I don't give a shit if you change owners, if you change name. And Alana said, you sell cars to people, okay? So if you're in the Denver area, you've ever bought a Queen Automotive, in the official thing that she bought shit, because we got the official car report, it only had hail damage. But when we're here at the Lexus dealership, and when we came here, it shows that you, the day after Alana bought the car, you did a hail damage claim, and you got $4,000, and it put a total loss. When I couldn't put insurance on it. So on Justin's birthday, 9/10 of last year, I put insurance on it, and I've had no claims on that. Okay, I knew the hail damage. We was here. I said, "Oh, the hail damage. It held here yesterday. Yeah, it held here in Denver." But anyway, I said this from yesterday. Alana goes, "No, Mama, I bought it like that." I was like, "Okay, cool." But anyway, all I got to tell you, Queen Automotive, you would be lucky, hot and heavy, that I can't drive over there, because, baby, it's because Alana paid $10,500. You wanted $15,000 for it. But the reason why you couldn't give her to her is because you was waiting on what we call in Georgia a salvageable title. Called in Colorado. If you know that, tell me in the comments. But Alana's car is worth zero in insurance claim. We might not even get anything from it. Do you understand that? You just her. But anyway, all I need you to do, Queen's Automotive and mother.
But she was able to get insurance on it? I'm shocked she was able to get insurance on a salvage title, because I didn't think you could legally drive a salvage title. Like, according to Google, a car with a salvage title cannot be legally driven on public roads in its current state. So it sounds like she got a car with a salvage title, and you have to repair the car, do whatever you can to get it to pass inspection, but you can't until you do all that. LB said, sounds like it was a salvage title, and Alana went with someone without car purchase experience and got screwed. So she probably just heard, okay, I got a title, so that's good. I got a title, it's got a title, but she probably didn't fully realize what a salvage title was. I'm just shocked she's been able to drive it. That's shocking. How's Alana supposed to build her credit by paying cash money for a car? That's not how that works. And yeah, if I was her, with her being young, she should have sat there and tried to build her credit. Even if she has the cash to pay it up front, you don't know if you're going to have this money forever. It's better to work on your credit while you still can. But that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know what you guys think about everything in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.